Welcome back to Digital Class, and this is our PSLE last minute revision for set number B. So let's look at our first question. The first question here is from Nanyang Paper 1 question 5, and here says that in the figure below, WPRT is a square. And the moment you look at the word square, you should know here is all sides have the same length, and here all are 90 degrees. Okay, that's the first thing that you must do before you do anything. The next part here says that QWU and SWV are straight line, as you can see, and QWP is 13 degree, and SWT is 28 degree. Find UWV. So the first thing you should know is when there's two straight line, the angle here and the angle here is supposed to be the same. So the angle they are looking for here is actually also equivalent to here. And interestingly, this is a square. So I know this is a 90 degree, as you can see here. That's why to look for here, we just need to use 90 degree minus 28 degree minus 13 degree. And with that, in your calculation, you should get 49 degree, which is option number 2. Okay, so this is just a very simple question, and this is just a revision, okay, for angles. Let's look at the next question. The next question is still from Nanyang. This is paper 1, question number 8. Now, here says that can it have J pens at first, and he gave away 9 pens, and packed the remaining pens into 5 packets, and there were 6 pens in each packet. How many pens can it have at first? So, of course, if you do in algebra way, it will be like at first have J, give away 9, so this is the remaining, and remaining is packed into 5 packets, so I divide into 5, and each packet is equal to 6, and this will be the equation that actually we found. So J minus 9 divided by 5 is equal to 6. And of course, we are looking for J, so we can just move whatever that's not necessary to the right side. So 5, we move that side, will become times. So it will become J minus 9, 6 times 5, 30. And now minus 9, we need to move that side. And minus 9, move that side, will become plus. So you become J equal to 39. And that is our answer. Option number 4. Okay, done. Let's move on to our next question. Our next question is from Pei Hua, paper 1, question 27. And these questions have part A and part B. And this is about direction. Okay, so let's look at this question. The square grid shows the position of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H. And you can see north is pointing upwards, which is the standard direction question. Again, you know that it might point downwards to the left or to the right. And of course, you should adjust the direction accordingly. A. In the square grid, point something is northwest of point G. Something is northwest of point G. So, as you can see, this is north, right? So, this is west. So, northwest will be this side. So, G is here. G is here. Northwest of point G. There will be what? H. Yes, you are right. The answer is H. Now, next question B. John is standing at one of the points in the square grid. We don't know what is it, but yes, one of the points. And he is facing point C. So any point, but it's facing point C. And what happened is he makes a 3/4 turn clockwise. So the first thing you must know about 3/4 basically is 270 degree. Okay? Because 4/4 means that whole turn is 360. So 3 out of 4 of 360 is 270. Okay? And what happened is after turning clockwise is like this. Okay, following a clock. Anti-clockwise is going to a different direction. And he now faces point G. Okay, this is a keyword, faces point G. Enforcing point G. Which point is C standing at? At first pointing C, after turning 270, become G. So it's actually kind of obvious. It's actually what? D. Okay, this is H, this is D. But how? How D? Because now you're pointing here, right? You're doing clockwise, means you're going like this. Then at the end facing this. So you can see 90, 90, 90. So I have 390 or 3 over 4. That's exactly G. Okay, so the answer is D. And we are done for this question. Let's move on to the next question. And this is from Pei Hua, paper 1, question 27. So, a group of 5 boys rented a paddleboat for 2 hours and took turns to play. At any one time, there were 3 boys paddling the boat. On average, how long did each boy play on the paddleboat? So the first thing is you first identify that this is an average question. And I actually can just put a star here because I noticed that one of the school also having exactly the same type of question, same style for average, and that is using computer. Like, oh, I have 5 boys renting a computer, then, yeah, something like this. And even I myself also came up with a question about piano. So the students are playing piano, that are taking turns, yeah, something like this. So this is actually a very common question. Even this year, I have 2 or 3 schools using this type of question on average. Okay, so you must know this question. So first thing you know that is 2 hours. And the question is the answer you should put in minutes. So the first thing we do is 2 hours is how many minutes? 120 minutes. Okay. So each time only 3 boys are able to play and have 120 minutes. So what the first step we need to do is each boy 120 minutes, right? 3 times 120. So 360 minutes. So you can understand that there's total of 360 minutes you can use. Because at that time have 3 boys can use one. And how many boys do you have here? 5. So you need to divide by 5. So 360 divided by 5. So that is actually 72. Which means that each boy can actually play 72 minutes lah, if you take turns. Okay? Again, you have 120 minutes, but you have 3 boys can play at the same time, so you times 3. But is that is average for 5 boys, so you divide by 5. So 72 minutes. That's all simple. Let's move on to the next question. And this is a paper 2 question 15 question. So this question here says that there were 600 adults attending a concert at Fort Canning Park. So let me just highlight this 600 adults. After 5 over 8 of the men and 165 of the women left the concert, the ratio of the remaining men to the remaining women became 1 to 7. Okay, now let's try to put all the information and arrange all the information first. So I have men, woman, and of course I have the total. And the total is actually the adult, right? Adults means that men and women all add together. I know the total is 600. And after 5 over 8 of the men and 165 of the women left the concert, is I need to minus 5 over 8. I need to minus 165. And after minusing that, the ratio became 1 to 7. That's the leftover remaining. And the question now asking, what was the ratio of the number of men and women at first? At first means that you're looking for here later. Okay, leave your answer in the simplest form. A very kind and caring reminder. Put in the simplest form, which even without that, you should put it in simplest form. So the first thing that you should do is this. You see here, Man, at first I have something unit. I minus 5 over 8. Or you actually can understand this way. Let me just remove this. I can understand as this way. At first I have 8 unit. I minus 5 unit. Correct. 5 over 8, right? Means at first I have 5 unit, 8 unit. I minus 5 unit. So here's supposed to be how many unit? Here's supposed to be 3 unit. Which means that I need to times here to be what? 3. So here's supposed to be 3 unit. And of course, I have times 3 here, and you times 3 here. So 7 times 3 is 21 unit. Now, you can see that woman at first I don't know, but after minus 165, I become 21 unit. Which means that initially, I have 21 unit plus 165. Does it make sense? After I minus 165, it becomes 21 unit. So I add back the 165 to become 21 unit plus 165. Okay, so far so good. And now you can see that it is 8 unit plus 21 unit plus 165 equal to 600. And that is basically the equation that we want to form. So I'm going to write here 8 unit plus 21 unit plus 165 is equal to 600. And of course, as you know, 8 unit plus 21 unit is equal to 29 unit plus 165 equal to 600. And 165, don't forget, if we need to move that side, it will become minus. So it will be equal to 29 unit, 600 minus 165, and that's equal to 435. And 1 unit is 435 divided by 29. And you can use calculator, and with that, you should get 15 unit. Okay. Now I know 1 unit is equal to 15. So in order to find here, it's easy, right? We just put inside, then we find. So man, 8 unit. So 8 times 15, because 1 unit is 15, right? So we can use 120. And woman, 21 unit. So 21 times 15, then plus 165, plus 165. And with calculator, you should get 480. And don't forget, now we are looking for the ratio, man and woman at first. So man and woman ratio 120, 480. You simplify and you get 1 to 4. That's all. That is your final answer. Answer 1 to 4. That's all. Simple, easy, good. Okay. Okay, if everything is good, let's move on to our next question. So our next question is from MGS paper 2, question 13. This question I can say is a very common question. You can find this in many different places. Yeah, very common question. So you should know this question. So let's look at this question. Here it says that a post office and a library is 360 meters apart. So it's mentioned here already. And they are located between Ali's house and Nelson's house, as shown below. Okay, between. And the post office is exactly halfway between Ali and Nelson's house. So basically, you should understand this. This is halfway. So the length here and the length here is the same. Okay? Now, continue. One day, Ali and Nelson started jogging from their own house towards the library. Library is here. At the same time, they met each other at the library. Nelson jogged at 85 meters per minute, and Ali jogged at a speed of 40 meter per minute faster than Nelson. So let me just quickly write down the description here. Nelson is going to library, so it's going to here at a speed of 85 meter per minute. Ali jogged at a speed of 40 meter per minute faster. So going to here, library. So faster, right? So it's 85 meter per minute plus 40. So it's 125 meter per minute. Make sense? Good. Now, how much further did Ali jog than Nelson? So now they're asking further. Further basically mean the distance. And there's actually nothing loose about all the information here. At the bottom, nothing to do with it. Ali jogged to library. How much further Ali jogged than Nelson? So we actually can try to take a look at Ali, of course, jogged slightly further, right? Because this is our destination. You might thought that it's 360 meter, but it's actually not. Why? You see, this is halfway, right? I will say here is 1 unit lah. So you can understand here is 1 unit plus 360, right? Because unit 360, unit 360. But if you compare, this is unit, this is unit. Actually, you drop further by how many? 360 plus 360. So it's actually 360 plus 360, 720 meter. Okay, so let's just write here 720 meter. Did the question mention what unit? No. Okay, let's move on to the next question. B. How far is Nelson's house from the library? How far is Nelson's house from the library? Let me just write here. Nelson's house from the library. Okay, let me just move up. So now we are looking from here, Nelson's house to the library. So basically is this part that we are looking at. So the first thing that you should do is actually we can look for the speed difference. What do I mean by speed difference? Is that you see Ali's speed is 125 meter per minute, Nelson's speed is 85 meter per minute. And they actually what? They met each other at the library. Means that they actually arrived at the library at the same time. So although they have 720 meter difference, now first thing you understand that our distance difference, let me just write here. Our distance difference is 720 meter. See, this is what we found, right? And that's the reason that the question asking at part A. Now we need to find what? The speed difference. The speed difference. So the speed is 125, another one is 85. So we need to minus 125 meter per minute minus 85 meter per minute. So we get actually 40 meter per minute. So you can see at the distance 720 meter and the speed difference is 40 meter per minute, which means that if you are able to, okay, let me just draw this. Speed, distance, time. So distance and speed. So with distance and speed, if I divide, I actually can find the time. Okay, it means that at this time, with this speed, I actually can cover back this distance. Again, repeat, at this time, with this speed, I can cover back the distance that I lost. Okay, which is 720. So I can find my time by doing 720 divide by 40. Then I know the time we reached the library is actually 18 minutes. Okay, so which means that at 18 minutes, using only 18 minutes, it reached library. It reached he reached the library. Okay, so to find the distance, now it's very simple. Again, you have speed, you have the time, you just need to times. Then you find the distance, which is from Nelson's house to library. So last step, the distance, which is from Nelson's house to library, okay, is 85, the speed times with the time 18. And you should be able to get 1530. And that's in meter. Okay, and that's in meter. That's all we done for question 13. Okay, question 13 we are done. Again, a very common question that you should know. Okay, Let's move on to the next question, which is our last question for this video. Paper 2, question 15, and from Patron School. This question is actually, again, I saw this question before lah. Okay, so it's not a question that is newly created. Okay, let's look at this question. At first, tank A was completely filled with water and tank B was 1/5 filled with water. Okay? Turn on both tabs X and Y at the same time. So I have X here. Let me just color X here. I have Y here. And water flow out from tank A and water flew into tank B. So interesting is one flow in, one flow out, but at the same rate of 6 liter per minute. So this is very important. Let me just write here now. 6 liter per minute. 6 liter per minute. And continue. After a while, turn off both tabs. When the height, this is off, when the height of the water levels in both tanks was same. Question. What was the height of the water level in tank A in the end? Which is when they are the same lah, okay? What is A height? Now, this is what I will choose to do. The first thing is, now because the mainly is about the height. So, for me, it's very important to try to find out the base area first. You might say like, hey, why you need to look for base area when it's looking for height? Because if you see, this 6 liter is talking about the volume of water going in per 1 minute. This is also, again, let me just repeat. This is the volume of water going in 1 minute per minute, right? This is volume. So it's very important for me actually to divide by the base area to find out in 1 minute what is the height that increasing. Okay, let me just write here to make it clearer. I have tank A, I have tank B. Okay, I have tank A and I have tank B. And it increased 6 liter per minute. I mean, I should say it go up. Okay, flow out, and this one is flow in to 6 liter per minute. And 6 liter per minute is actually means what? 6,000 cm cube per minute. Or you can say ml, it's the same thing. 6,000 cm cube per minute. Now, this base area, of course, I can find out the base area is what? Or I can straight away divide, it's okay. Base area. So this base area is 80 times 30, right? This one is 50 times 40. Now, if I use this volume, 6,000, this volume, to divide by its base area, I actually can find the height increase. So what I will do is I'll do like this. 6,000 cm cube per minute. I divide by 80 cm and I divide by 30 cm, which is the base area lah. So the same, then I will find out the answer will be 2.5 cm per minute. So it's very logic. You can see that here is cm cube. I divide by cm, it will be cm square. Then I divide by cm again, it will be cm. Okay? So the same thing I do for another side. 6,000 cm cube per minute. I divide by 50. I divide by 40. Which means that now it's actually 3 cm per minute. Which means that tank A, after 1 minute, it decreased by 2.5 cm. Tank B, after 1 minute, it increased by 3 cm. So something very interesting here. Okay? So this is something very important. Very important here and here. So now, is something important here to actually take a look here now. Tank B was 1/5 filled with the tank B's height is what? 60 cm. So 60 times 1 over 5, I know is 12 cm. So here is actually 12 cm. So now it's interesting to form equation now. In 1 minute, it increased by 2.5 cm. In 2 minutes, it should flow out 2.5 cm. 2 minutes, 5 cm. So it actually increased based on the time, which I don't know the time. So you can see, I have 56 cm. I will decrease by 2.5 t. I put t here, t stands for time. I mean in minutes, in minutes. I don't know the time, 1 minute or 2 minutes, because I don't know the time. But after that, it will be equal to 12 cm increased by 3t. That is the equation that I actually can form. Something very important also here. 56 cm height, minus 2.5 for many times, I don't know how many times, depends on the time. And 12, it increased by 3 cm. How many times I also don't know, but it will be the same. Okay, and now I need to find what is the time. So the same thing, minus 2.5, we move that side. 12, I move here. So it will be equal to 56 plus 12, 2.5t plus 3t. So it will be equal to, oh, sorry, I made a mistake here. Here's supposed to be minus. Why? Because plus 12, right, move this supposed to be minus 12. So 56 minus 12 is 44, and 2.5t plus 3t is 5.5t. So t is equal to 5.5 divided by 44 divided by 5.5, and you should get actually is 8. Which means that after 8 minutes, the height will be the same. Okay. So now I want to find the height for water level in tank A, right? So this will be the one. Let me just highlight this. This will be the one. This will be A, this will be B. But even you put either one, you get the same answer actually, because the height is the same. It's the same. So let me just put A. So the height for A will be 56 minus 2.5 times T. Of course, I need to times T, which is 8 here. So 56 minus 2.5 times 8, you should get 36. And your answer should be 36 minutes. So let me just double check with my calculator. 5 times 8 is 6. Yes, you're done. Okay. That's all for our set B, with our last minute revision. So I hope this question actually gives you some insight how to do question related to this. Okay. So yes, that's all we are done. So thank you. See you. Bye bye. And we'll move on to set C.